Ah, Ratasum. If it wasn't for the priory work, I'd be there now, meditating upon the eternal alchemy, the aroma of my very own genetically engineered flowers.
I miss the flowers at home. I made this one strain that always amazes me. You know what it does?
Please tell me, what?
The flowers smell like gently frying bacon. Can you imagine anything more delightful?
When the war is done, invite me over, so I can enjoy these phenomenal flowers.
How is work proceeding on the Largos project?
Slowly. They are an obstinate race. I have trouble reading them.
What is your estimate of our chances? Will we be able to use them?
Estimate? A guess. I think I have an equal chance of success and death.
Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about with Mount Maelstrom. We're on the side of a volcano being attacked by some aggressive bats, but while it's pouring with rain, like, the elements is just such a cool part of this map. Beautiful. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're back with Bract and immediately getting attacked because that's what Tyria's like. Some cool things to talk about here. You'll notice that we have a new friend. If you missed it, we did do a bonus video just between the two most recent parts where we returned to Sparkfly, saw some of the more mysteries to do with the Orient ruins, and took out a great champion of Zitans there in one of the big mega bosses. And, well, the result was we can actually get a new mini, I figured. Hey, the mini Tequatl the Sunless. So we can have this is the coolest mini you've seen in the series so far by a long way. This is a mini version of one of Zaitan's champions. It drips with ooze, it flies around, has lots of beautiful animations. It would have been really cool if we could have picked up a mini Shatterer or something before, but there is no mini Shatterer. So, yeah, but we can run this one. There were some other little things that went on there as well, particularly with our traits. Just wanted to show you guys. Now, we learned to be an alchemist very recently. We looked at the miners, so very quick recap. We get the quick elixir B that we shatter on ourselves, the quick elixir C that we shatter on ourselves, and we get the concentration and healing on boons. But what about the mages? Well, I did assign a couple. Starting off with the Grandmaster, and then we'll jump into the instance, but HGH. Now, I can't actually remember what that stands for. But anyway, it's all about supercharging elixirs. I mean, obviously, alchemy was going to do this somewhere, right? So, elixirs gain reduced recharge, increased durations, and give you might. So this is very, very, very cool. HGH is a super powerful trait, would you believe, even if you're not using any elixirs on your utilities. And you might think, well, why? But believe me, it's happened through many PvP metas. The reason is because these two miners are elixirs. So this will always make this last longer and recharge quicker, this last longer and recharge quicker, and give you might on it, right? Even without any investment on the utility skills. What I've got for Bract, though, is all elixirs all the way through. So this is going to be kind of ridiculous. What that means is when we mower people, we mower them for half a second longer. When we become a tornado or a rampager, we do it for longer. When we become mini,
I feel 6 feet
we
tall.
become mini for longer. When we stealth for longer. Everything. I mean, it is really potent, guys, and it's going to give us lots of might. Elixir B was already giving us lots of might. Well, now just drinking that on its own gives us 9, let alone then shattering at our feet, at which point we go all the way up to 17, and then we can give ourselves quickness, and we have fury. It's pretty nuts, honestly. The only downside is we don't really have anything to attack with, so I'll probably swap Elixir S here out for the grenade kit again, or maybe let's do another kit. Let's go back to the flamethrower for today. And, yeah, that should be pretty fun, I think. So, yes, let's quickly recap with our story journal before we move on in. Tower Down, we met one of the pack's premier explosive experts. It was an Asura named Tonn, and we helped Tonn take down a set of Orient siege towers and discovered just how good he is and how much he enjoys his work. A little bit scary, honestly, a guy who's so much into the explosives as he is, but there you go. We need a more powerful explosive to destroy the Orient bone ship, so Tonn and I set out to acquire one. So it's kind of interesting the way this is written. It's like there's something missing from the end of forging the pact with the mysterious dwarven tome to the threat of this ship. But yeah, we've come to Mount Maelstrom here. The volcano itself, we will now finally be exploring and going deeper in. To meet up with some of his old crew and get the explosives they've been working on to the core. Let's move on in. Now, you notice we're actually around on the north side of the volcano a little bit here, while the last episode ended on the south side of the volcano. There is an Asura lab and some stuff over here and some cool places to see, but we're coming from the top. We will still nonetheless get to see lots of lava-y stuff, so prepare yourselves, guys. I'll note as well that in this area of the world, there's a very cool side quest you can kind of do for killing special elemental creatures, collecting their essences and combining them at the volcano that most players don't know about, and I really recommend you guys check out on Wiki. Oh my god, we're going into the volcano with a flamethrower. There's something so perfect about that to me. Probably terrible, actually, as well at the same time. Is this just another exit over here? Yeah. Because obviously they're all going to be fire elemented, right? Hey, whatever. It's fine. Look, flamethrowers are cool, guys. Hey, Tonn.
Hope you're ready for bad news. I just learned from Zop here that his whole team went ashes and embers on him.
Hey, that's my crew you're talking about. They're going to be extremely hard to replace.
Sorry, I tend to get over-focused when I'm on a mission. Tell us what happened.
We were completing the extraction when Max's suit malfunctioned. He burst into flames and dropped the flame core device. Then lava elementals attacked us. We withdrew hastily. If you want our flame core, you'll need one of these special golem rigs. Without them, you won't last 30 seconds.
We need that core. It's the heart of the explosive device I want to build. All right, Commander, suit up. It's about to get real hot.
So yeah, we're not going to actually use the flamethrower. We're going to join up with some Asura tech. So, it's been a while since we've been in a golem, guys, right? I love how many opportunities as an Asura you can have to join golems. What's kind of cool about this, though, is any race potentially could do this story. And any race could end up inside this. It's kind of that MCU thing, the idea of having the Hulk inside the Hulk Buster by putting like a Norn in one of these. Obviously, we always could have summoned a power suit as an Asura, one of our elites. And it's essentially the same thing. It's just for this mission, we get kind of special upgraded version of it. So, let's remind ourselves of the skills. We get the ability to punch. We get the ability to launch a fist at 1,500 range. We can rocket jump around with a pretty huge range here as well. As an engineer, we're more than familiar with this. Explosion as we leave, explosion as we land. We can spray water out of our cannons here. Now, this is different. Obviously, will be useful for putting out all the fires around. I wonder if we can put out these fires if we're careful enough. And then lastly, reinforce, we can start healing ourselves up. We get our utilities. So, I equipped the flamethrower before. If I equip this kit, what happens? Oh, that's amazing. So we can actually use the flamethrower in the suit. Or, more realistically, we could use the grenades while we're in the suit. Not every profession gets access to this, obviously, so it's kind of weird. I guess Elementalists could do something similar with Conjures. You'll notice our F abilities are gone. So we can't use like our profession mechanics. There's a very interesting thing on this mission as well with mesmers, where they can create clones of themselves, and their clones will be fully powered suits at the same time. So that's kind of amazing, honestly. I like the idea of maybe using the flamethrower and the water gun. Special engineer interaction. Pretty cool, right? Look, we look so good with it in our hand. Anyway, Tonn.
Speak.
Wow, he was pretty rude to us there. Watch your step in here. Zop already lost some of his crew, and I'll be glitched if I'm going to lose you. Okay, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's pretty hazardous and dangerous. I have a question before we go on. Ask away, partner. Keep it brief, though I'm starting to chafe in this heat. How do you know Zop? Well, he's an expert at channeling raw energy into containment devices. Essentially, explosions waiting to happen. He taught at my college. He inspired me. He's the reason I do what I do. I wonder what college he is. Dynamics, maybe? Is this crew part of the Pact? Not officially. He volunteers his workers and his research to the cause, but I think he did it because he wanted to work in Mount Maelstrom. So the Pact have operations here, and he's just sort of an independent party interested. Okay, I have another question. Will the mining suits actually protect us for going into a volcano? Zop always uses cutting-edge tech on his project, so we should be safe, albeit uncomfortable. Nothing's guaranteed, of course, so be ready for anything. I mean, we're Asura. We should be comfortable with the hazards of the depths. Why is it sinking this bone ship so important to you, Tonn? All's an island, he says. Johan knows we need to control the seas to attack it effectively. Sinking the bone ship removes a threat, clears the way, and proves our nautical superiority. And that's such an important point. It's an island. Zaitan, if you think about most of the ways he's been attacking, it's from the sea, ambling undead from the seabeds, sending ships and fleets worth of risen around. flying over, yes, with dragons. You remember that when the Order of Whispers attacked when the Order of Whispers was attacked by Zaitan, it was a risen admiral that did it. So, yeah, once again, Brack seeing more of these naval pursuits and sides of the game. So, cool. All right, sorry about the dead Asura, by the way. Let's get moving, and I guess I'll just jump shot over. Oh, that feels good. We can also drink our elixir while we're in here and turbocharge the machine as well. That's great. Man, we can use quickness.
Elementals everywhere. But Zop made these rigs especially for this job. We should be safe enough.
Okay, so here we go. The volcano, guys. What do you think? I love this area. I think it's freaking gorgeous. And especially when some of the events go and it starts really heating up, pun intended, in here, it can be really quite a glorious area of the game. So here, I'm going to drink our quickness elixir, and then I'm going to use the water cannon on the ember. And it did barely anything. Okay, so I guess we really want the water cannon for something else. Let's see how... Oh my god! Okay, the fist launch is super dangerous, and that's at 1500 range as well. So hold on, let's move on over. Use it here. Oh, what? That's not 1500 range you're reading it. Your tooltip is wrong.
Temperature readings are off the charts. Don't worry, suits can take it.
All right, I hope you're right, Tonn. My god. Okay, our just punching is pretty bonkers, to be honest. That's a lot of damage. I like how we knock them back as well. It might be better to just do regular autos or something, actually. What else could we do? We could maybe jump shot in their face as well. Would that kill stuff? Oh, no, it doesn't quite kill them, but it does a lot of damage. Okay, they're summoning lots of fire around. I don't want to aggro more than is necessary. So you can see Asura devices built over the volcano trying to harvest it. In fact, there's a bit of a road here. So here we go. Let's get our flamethrower out. Oh, that feels good. Okay, so the animations are a little bit buggy here. But we can genuinely fire the flamethrower out in front of us and roast these guys while under the effect of our elixirs. That's great. I wonder if I summon a power suit and get inside the power suit while I'm already in a power suit. What will happen there? Will that completely break the game? We'll try that at the end of the instance, guys. All right, that will actually be kind of funny. The other thing, of course, we could do is get rid of the flamethrower and go to the bomb kit, for example. And we can place bombs at our feet. And you'll notice here the golem actually... I mean, look at this. How cool this is. We're actually holding these enormous bombs here. And we can drop these down. With these, we can drop blinds and glue. This is actually kind of dangerous. And we can maybe get a little bit more AoE capacity in here. Ow. Oh, my God. They really hurt. Okay, I'm going to use the skill 5 here to heal up. Oh, my God. That's beautiful. Oh, and it makes us invulnerable while we're healing. That's incredible. Okay, invulnerable healing and the invuln last. Look at that. The invuln is like a 10-second invuln. That's amazing. That should just let us wade through the lava then. Cutting edge technology indeed. Oh my lord. Okay, and that imp doesn't like being near us while we're dropping bombs on him. For the sake of looking at it as well, here's the tool kit. So this will give us a wrench in our hand. And we can maybe use the gear shield. Look at the gear shield as well. That's awesome while it's here. That's a lot of mobs over there. We don't have to fight all of those, do we? Oh god. All right, okay, area's cleared.
Wait, don't touch that. It'd be quiet. I got what we came for. Temperature readings are off the charts, but we're safe inside these rigs.
Okay.
Wait, suit malfunction. The core's magnetic field is mucking with my motivators. I can't move. I can fix it, but oh, glitch, there's a huge spike in the energy readings. Something big is coming out of the volcano, and I don't think it's coming to thank us. This is bad. I can't ditch my suit or I'll be crispified. We'll have to fight that thing alone. Hang on. I'm detecting massive power surges from those flaming orbs. That's probably what's giving it cohesion. Take them out and that thing will disperse.
Alright, so as we've been going through, you've been seeing these orbs around that you could potentially faff around with. So we got to deal with them now. So defeat the Greater Fire Elemental. Tonn, can you help us while you're holding that? What's your step? His dialogue didn't update. Look at how crazy the core is that he's holding. That thing looks freaking beautiful. So, yeah, there are these fiery orbs. Now, at this point in the story, you might look at the fact that there are fiery orbs here. And in one of the other concurrent storylines in this timeline, at this point in the timeline, is to do with watery orbs and the blue orb. Are they related? Well, they do look very similar. But there's nothing in lore that states they're even remote. Oh my god, there you go. There's the fire elemental. There's nothing in lore that actually says that they're related, so you don't have to think about it too deeply, I don't think. But yeah, okay, so Do you remember way back at the start of Brack's adventure?
That's it. The orbs are keeping it together. Take the others out, and we're optimal.
We were looking, and you'll see we did a ton of damage there, at the Thormanova reactor. And I pointed out there was a meta event there where a golem cleanup crew was going to try and restore balance to that area. Well, that meta event leads to another of these big epic world bosses that spawns something called the Fire Elemental. Well, this is your next glimpse at the Fire Elemental. Right here in the... Where's it gone? It seems to have just disappeared. There you go. Oh, God. I think it just clipped out strangely. This is a fire elemental. This is... so we haven't seen it at the Thormanova reactor because we never got to interact with it. A bit of a scary place, all timey-wimey, strange nonsense going on there. But here, we do actually get to see what it looks like. Truly ridiculous, magnificent creature. And, of course, it is kind of the same category as the Earth Elemental that humans see in Shaymore at the start of their adventure. Yeah, really, really badass. This is the only time I think one appears in the personal story at all. And you miss it if you do the Inquest story. So this is clearly the superior one. Pretty dangerous. Summons all this fire and nasty stuff. If you play a little bit of bullet hell and just sort of avoid them, should be all right. We can beat this core up here as well. Smash it with water. Now, in the instant... Oh, God, we were obstructed. For some reason, our water never hit. I guess it melted before our eyes.
It's working. Watch out. Beating that thing is really making it mad.
Oh, my God. Okay, yeah, we're actually taking a lot of damage. Like I said, you've got to kind of avoid. As we dodge, we can use our jets to boost forward. Oh, God. Okay, like left when I walk too far away from it. Beautiful. I love these spawning and despawning animations. They're really kind of rare for this. There's lots of different ways to fight this, obviously. In this instance, we're just taking out the cores and not actually battling it. When you fire the Thormanova reactor, you actually have to, like, wade into the fire or try and range it. It's kind of nuts. So yeah, as we get closer, it respawns again. It's a shame about that. It seems to be messing with its health as well in some weird ways. But the last orb over here... My God. And if this thing spawns from the fires of the volcano to try and stop us getting this device, just imagine how this bomb will be.
Scratch one giant elemental, and I'm free. Let's get what we came for and saunter on out of here.
All right, cool. It's not over yet. We have another phase of the instance. You might think at other points the game... I'm going to here try and block with this so that we can get away from the emote. With other points in the game, you might think, oh, the instance just ends. But here we actually have to flee the volcano, which I think the idea is like unstable and might be collapsing or whatever. Let's use this. This is nice. Do any of our kits give us mobility? I don't think they do, right? I think that's quite a deliberate thing for the game as well. Well, the elixir gun kind of does, because we can fire the acid bomb backwards and do that. But I don't really think the devs intended players to use it that way. And we can get out. Oh, man, what an adventure.
Whew. I expected things to get hot, but not that hot. Thanks for bailing me out.
Just watching my partner's back and giving him the chance to collect the flame core. You got it, right?
Oh, I got it. This is just what we need to send that bone ship straight to the bottom of the Myers Sea.
Then I'll meet you there as soon as I've finished prepping the device.
I'll have to introduce you to Sarah. You'd like her. She's a pack soldier, too. A medic. That's why we make such a great pair. I blow up enemies, she patches up allies.
Wait, we're going to prep the device? Okay, that's good. He seems very fond of his wife. I suppose that's normal. I knew this partnership was a winner. He says, optimal work, Commander. Meet me on the shores of the Maya Sea and then look out bone ship. Sounds good. Where will you go after that? Well, wherever stuff needs exploding, I suppose. I just hope I wound up closer to my wife's unit. Sarah's job... Well, sometimes she needs cheering up. Oh, I can imagine. I look forward to meeting her someday. Okay, good. Right, the last thing I want to do then is we're in a power suit. Let's summon a power suit. And let's press F to enter the power suit. Oh, we're in a slightly smaller power suit. Okay, that's cool. Now what happens when we leave this power suit, though? With different abilities, of course, because now we get the whirling assault and stuff back. Now, so when this ends, let's leave the suit. Will we be regular Bracked, or will we be... the power suit again? That's amazing. Oh, what a cool instance, guys. All right, so let's head on out. Nice little glimpse of the depths of the volcano. Would you believe it? A fire elemental is not the only dangerous beast that hangs around there. The destroyers also have a stake in the place. But, yeah, we'll move hastily on from that as fast as we can. Okay, so with that done, we're going to be going back to the Maya Sea, which we have seen before, but we're going to be more at the south now and some of the further out watery areas, not necessarily dealing with the crates. It's really interesting to see how close two of the storylines are to one another at the exact same point. You know, we can imagine that right as Caraflower is in this area, Bract was very close too, but they just miss each other. Ah, isn't that unfortunate? Let's get a proper flamethrower instance going as well in a second. Unfortunately, these chromatic ooze and basilisks and stuff hurting us. I don't know if you guys have really seen many basilisks. They're quite rare in the game. They essentially have an ability, if I attack this one here, that petrifies you. It seems to be broken, actually, at the moment. But they fire a laser beam that will, if you're caught in it, basically turn you to stone for a moment. Which is kind of a mechanic borrowed from the thief profession that you see on these enemies. They can be kind of frustrating to fight. You know, seeing him fail that, I haven't been petrified by one of these guys for a long time as a player of the game. I wonder if it is bugged somehow. Oh, they just... Oh, I guess the devs patched it and changed it to a... No, there you go. There you go. So this is it. We've been turned to stone by getting caught in his thing, and then we have to sort of break our way free. Luckily, we're still summoning rock dogs left, right, and center, so they can take the aggro for us most of the time. And yeah, there's another little wild hunt camp out here as well with more Sylvari heeding the call. Prestel here is a vendor. Doesn't have anything to say. We've got a ranger here. Doesn't have anything to say.
Never leave a wrong to ripen into evil.
A scout. I mean, we're Bract. We're not too interested in the Sylvari anyway. We've got more than enough of those back home at the Tarnished Coast. Gonna travel down the volcano now and see you guys. Oh, here's another one of the keepers, by the way, just in range. This is the Keeper of Light, this being the Fire Keeper, taking you into the jumping puzzle. I'm pretty happy that he's up. He's low on health, actually. I think a player just failed to kill him. He did. Oh, look, there's a person here. A player never managed to get the kill. It's all right. I'll do it for you, man. And then we'll go there. So, yeah, I will see you guys in a second when we get to the Maya Sea. You get a glimpse of the Inquest base we would have attacked with the alternate option down there. For what it's worth, I really like the look of the environment and the aesthetic of that place. The Inquest base built into the sides of the volcano. But there's not much else going for it, honestly. That should not be the last of Mount Maelstrom we ever see, by the way. I'm sure we'll return someday. So, here's another landmark. Remember I told you there was a secret Order of Whispers base on one of these islands? Well, we're here. It's called Irwin Isle. Now, the way you're meant to enter is through a secret underground tunnel here. But I've just swum around the island, and you'll notice that there's no real way in at all. Unless you hug this area of the wall, and all you can actually do is proc the waypoint through the cliff. So by double clicking, we pop through and you can kind of avoid the secret entrance. I'll show you it from the other side here though, as we come down. Check it out, like all the Whispers tents and things. Oh, we're so at home here. It's actually an underwater cove with lots of dolphins in it there. Agent Verenus says, welcome to Irwin Isle, Whisperer. How'd you get this dolphin? That information is classified. But I'm with the Order of Whispers. That information is still classified. Maybe I don't want to know after all. We're kind of friggin' inquesty in a lot of ways, right? Whispers agent sleeping there. Anybody got anything interesting to say? What you guys up to? We've been trying to keep the Risen influx under control, but we're outnumbered. What's going on? Since ore raised from the ocean, Risen are creeping into the surrounding areas. Our camp's trying to keep them in ore, but our preventative measures are failing. This is almost like dialogue out of time. I could imagine this being spoken by someone, you know, 100 years ago, or back when ore first rose. I can't remember the exact time frame of when that was. Maybe there's something I can do, we say. Well, maybe. It kind of goes to show as well. I mean, obviously, it's not meant to be from all that time ago, but it's totally plausible the Order of Whispers would have been doing stuff in this area about that, around that time, because they are such an old and well-established force.
Cannot be known.
I'm supposed to document any suspicious activity I see on my watch, so I need to concentrate. Have you seen the unseen? It's my job to know the unknown. For instance, our base has taken an interest in the Snapple ground, Hylic, and their aggressive Inquest neighbors. Why is that? Well, if the Inquest and the Styx destroy the Hylic's holy ground, the Hylic will likely blame all Asura for the misdeed, and then we'll have a racial war on our hand. And how would that affect the Order? A racial war would compromise our operatives and hinder our communications with the Hylic. We can't have that. I'll have to see what I can do. Oh my god, the Order of Whispers dealing with a Hylic once again. These guys just having some chats. We do get a scout here as well.
There are 2 groups of Silvari east of here. Carmel leads the group over at the old sledge site, where they're cleaning up pollution from the Inquest's more disgusting experiments. The other group is settled at Judgment Rock, but the Inquest members at Aqua Base Terror 7 aren't happy about it. Please lend the Silvari a hand. With the Inquest's attention focused there, they won't notice our plans to attack the Infinity Coil.
Ooh, plans to attack the Infinity Coil. I'm not privy to those, so he's talking about stuff really quite far away, which we don't have to worry about too much. And lastly, we got a launch pad, which we can trigger, which might even take us, who knows, right to the instance. No, this is not the right way. Oh, this is to the Inquest base way down in the sticks. We don't want to deal with this. Oh, I thought it was going to take us north. I was so sure it was going to take me to that island. I have no idea why now. All right, let's go figure out how to sink this ship. We got our own mission so far. Breaking the Bone Ship. We get some cool loading screen art there of a ship from Zaitan. Okay, so what we got? Well, Priory Scholar, Whispers Agent, someone called Crusader Gilly, and then Tonn. Now, Gilly's an interesting one. She is kind of a rare NPC in that she's a named member of the Pact that only ever appears here in this instance. It's one place, and then we don't see her again. So not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe because so many of these other characters are repeat faces across multiple instances, she's only here. If you remember, when we're dealing with the Apatia story, lots of known faces appear. And I wonder whether maybe they should have siphoned one of those and put them over in this story or something. I don't know. Anyway, hey Tonn, how's it going? Is that a ship I see on the horizon? Shrouded by the mist?
Ready when you are, Tonn. After all we went through to get this, I can't wait to see it explode.
Then you're in for a treat. We have an unobstructed view of the target from here. Now we simply need to plant the bomb, get clear, and flip the switch. Not that simple means easy. Floating mines surround the ship, the waters are thick with undead sharks, and we're in Crate territory. These Pact soldiers are here to help protect the detonator, but you and I still have to do all the heavy lifting. Or, to be accurate, the heavy swimming. Let's hit the water. The sooner we're done splashing around, the sooner we see that bone ship go boom.
Oh gosh. Okay. Floating mines in the water, thick with undead sharks in Crate territory. Ugh. Fine. Well, it's just to the side of Crate territory, I guess. What else have you got to say? Jesus, he's so mean. This is it, partner. We sink the bone ship, cover ourselves in glory, then I move on to the next target and you move on to more commander type stuff. Sad, really. We make a great team. Hey, look, we could go through for a lot further. Trahan's busy now and I'm kind of on my own again. I'd be happy to have you as a new friend. I have a question before we start. I'm all ears. Oh, come on. That's worth at least a smile. I should get a gold star for keeping it in reserve as long as I did. Anyway, what's your inquiry? What, your all ears is a joke because he's Nasura? Listen, my ears are bigger than yours, and that means something. I'd like to go over the mission. It's pretty straightforward. You and I swim out, plant the charges, then we come back here to the detonator, we flip the switch, bim bam boom, no more bone ship. Okay, why is the bone ship so dangerous? It's a devastating warship, a veritable symbol of Zaitan's nautical dominance. Sinking it isn't just tactically vital, it'll boost our side's morale. Okay, so, yeah, I like the idea that this is a ship he wouldn't have even sent to Claw Island. You know, it's something above and beyond as we get closer to Ore. I love the look of the detonator here as well. You'll see it's an interesting aesthetic that there was a lot of discussion and, dare I say, nerd rage about back in the day. When the engineer was announced and revealed, people weren't happy with how near-tech it was to the real world, particularly stuff like the mines. So if I scatter the mines around, you notice they've actually got like blinking LEDs on them, and they feel really kind of near tech. There had been an April Fool's joke in the early days about one of the professions being the commando, that people were happy as a joke, but then the engineer actually had quite a lot of stuff in Guild Wars 2 that felt like it wasn't fantasy enough. You got to remember the aesthetic of the original game coming into the sequel didn't necessarily leave space for that kind of stuff. And I've always felt that this detonator is even kind of worse than that, if you will. Most people don't care these days because Guild Wars 2 is what Guild Wars 2 is, and there's no like weird feeling of culture shock, if you will. Everybody has those expectations for the franchise now. But I mean, look at this. A painted on exclamation mark from, you know, a font we might recognize in real life, a plunger, you know, light bulbs that are full on just straight up light bulbs here. I mean, come on, man, this doesn't feel like Guild Wars at all. You eliminate all the user interface of the game and everything surrounding it, and you look at this asset. Do you think Guild Wars 2? Probably not. But hey, it's a rare thing you don't see very often, if ever, in the game, so yeah, I think it's fine. I'm not so stuck up about stuff like that, but I feel like other people probably have a thing or two to say.
We stand for the weak and helpless.
So Gilly here actually does speak. She says, don't worry about the detonator. We'll keep this area secure. You just make sure the payload gets to the target. All right. So, it's a kind of a zigzag mission. They don't too often do these. I know we kind of just did one, actually, where we're going to leave and then come back. But the job is to get past all these mines. I really like kind of the idea of the story in this arc, or the way that the mechanics work. A lot of the time it's like dodging stuff. You know, you're dodging all the fireballs in the volcano, or you're dodging the Inquest submerged mines if you pick that path, or you're dodging these mines underwater, and like one wrong step can lead to big damage. It's kind of cool. I think that the devs could have, you know, if there had been one unified story instead of loads of branches, really started implementing a lot of this into the gameplay for the late game stuff, and because it will appear in like raids and things as well later. Bullet heli style things. I mean, we're not even really close to that right now, but you get the idea. Oh, this is kind of cool. Look. So Tech is swimming. Obviously, as a mini, every mini they add in the game needs to be able to swim and walk around on the surface, and that can dictate what kind of minis they add. You know, so they don't look really silly. There are like fish minis you can get that look awesome underwater and then flop around when they're above. And that's kind of a cool element to see. Like Tech, you don't actually fight in any underwater phase, so seeing how he swims is really sort of interesting. So yeah, let's keep moving. I did have another thing I kind of wanted to say. You remember when we started this section of the game, I pointed out that there are 3 arcs, and each seems like it's vaguely themed per order. So Tyrix, really, if anything, was doing the most Order of Whispers-y instance. He was dealing with subterfuge and espionage and spies, and it was all about communication and whatnot. That was that story. The story of the Blue Orb and Apatia felt very much Dermot Priory-esque, because obviously we were dealing with an ancient artifact. Here's some sharks. Yeah, I was actually standing around for a reason. I want to clear some of these sharks out before we go into an even more dangerous area. Oh my god, there's 3 of them on us all at once. This is really bad. And I can't flee away into a mine. Oh my days, get away. There's loads of little ones as well. Oh my god, this could be the end of Brax. This is bad, guys. This is really bad. Okay, there I just instantly splashed Elixirs on myself. That is one of the traits I've equipped that I was going to teach you about today, but that's procced early. I need to run away here. And we also need to not run into the boundaries of the instance. Jesus Christ, that is really scary. All right, we broke combat. I wanted to pick at them slowly, but I guess they sensed blood in the water and all went at me. Let's get this guy. He's all off on his own. Did Tonn come back over with me? Yeah, he's over there. Tonn, this is kind of scary. I guess it's not the place for a leisurely discussion about the story. But listen, each story seemed to be themed for each order, and that would leave this one, which really, if anything, there we go, we got 1 kill. I keep drinking this, trying to get more endurance, but it doesn't matter because I'm not dodging underwater because my spacebar makes me swim up instead of dodge because of the way that I have the game's keybound, so I have to actually click the UI to do it, which is frustrating as all hell. This arc is probably the most Vigil-esque, really, right? Lots of explosions and demolition and high priority targets being taken out. So kind of how you mix and match and do things is really kind of interesting, like what you would prioritize for your character to do at this point of the story. But okay, swimming a bit closer. That's 2 sharks. What about the mini sharks? Because they do knock us around. I don't see any of them. I think they're patrolling. Alright, we're kind of in a scary place now. It just procced and said clear out the sharks so that Tonn can set the charges. That mine... Oh, God. Those 2 giant ones? Alright, that's fine. Let's drop our underwater turret here. I really should sort our skills out underwater, actually. My God, they do so much damage. They also take a lot of damage, though. turret's blowing him up pretty good. The turret's dead already. Jesus. Let's kill this one. Oh, okay, good. Tonn, where are you, man? You good? Oh, he's crippled. Has he been fighting something? That's it, partner. We sink the bone ship. All right, he's going for it. I think that was the same dialogue as before anyway. You good? Swimming up to the hull. I don't want to be detected. Look how big this thing is. It's awesome, guys. Oh. Wow, he goes right to the other side of it. Dudes. Got it?
Payload delivered. Now let's paddle ourselves out of here on the double.
Yeah, I would really quite like to do that. So over there, by the way, this is pretty much the edge of the map. There is a road over here and kind of a wall that's blocked off, suggesting perhaps that they were going to add a map over here, like down here maybe at some point, but never did in the end. One of the festivals takes place here, the festival that just passed, the Festival of the Four Winds. But in general, this is one of the great extreme edges of Tyria because you never get to go to any of these areas of the Delgamore front and stuff so far. Not until the Fields of Ruin all the way over here. So there's just a huge chunk that we've never seen. And this is kind of the boundary right here, bottom corner right now. Okay, so we got to swim back through, and hopefully there's no terrible sharks and things that are going to do mean stuff to us en route.
Hold on to your ears, everyone. This is going to be my masterpiece. Wait, something's wrong. The detonator is showing red. The connections were perfect. Something must be knocked out of position.
Sir, we have crate inbound, closing fast, and they look like they mean business.
All right, I'll reset the charges on the ship. You keep the crate off the detonator.
I don't like leaving you unprotected. Between the crate and the sharks...
I can handle the cartilaginous cretins that are still out there. And the crate are focused on this position. They won't even notice me. That ship has to go down. I'll signal when the bomb is ready and I'm clear. When the detonator goes green, throw the switch and enjoy the show.
Cartilaginous. Wow. Defend the detonator while Tonn repairs the charges. So he's leaving. Good luck, Tonn. Off on your own. And we've got to defend from the freaking crate, man. The crate. They're not even a part of this fight. And they cause so many problems. Look how far Tonn has to go. They were some dangerous as was. I hope we managed to get all of the sharks. Jesus Christ. And I also hope that the Risen haven't noticed what we're doing here. Because we are kind of like right in sight. Also, it's a ship, right? How long is it going to be moored? It might even leave. Okay, so, yes, let's blow our way through here. Somehow I'm still on the grenade kit when all I've wanted to do this entire episode is some good flamethrower action. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, we can, like, shatter the Elixir X at our feet while we're flamethrowing him in the face and roasting him. All kinds of fun things we can do like that. Okay, more crate here. Let's drop the flame wall. Of course, with the flamethrower, we not only get the might from our elixirs, but if we play well, we can blast as well. That was kind of poor of me, my attempt there. Bumping our might even higher. Remember, it caps at 25. So if you can get on any build all the way up to 25 might, you are talking big damage at that point. And that's a really good threshold to be able to get yourself to. There's another wave. Tonn. It's not me I'm so worried about. I mean, we're pretty good at fighting these. They're not even Risen crate, by the way. Like, you might think that it's Zaitan's influence in the area. No. It's just regular crate. Oh, we're lagging out. Oh, no. That's the first time this has happened. The entire time I've been recording this series with you guys. Oh, wow. That's a throwback. Way back in the day on the original series, this used to happen to me all the time. Wow, the game client was unable to connect to the login server. Please restart and try again. So there you go. That's a lag out. This is very rare in Guild Wars 2 and very rare for my connection. Ugh. What this practically means is I have to redo the whole instance again. Why does this keep happening lately? So I guess I will see you guys later. Damn. One thing to point out, though, as we swim through the coral here, you'll notice last time I did this, I went to the north a bit, as higher waters, because there's less things to fight if you do that. But yeah, there is obviously this base under the water here. This is an Inquest base. Really awesome, isn't it? And we've learned more about the Inquest in the area, you know, and their activities to the north. We've been getting bits and pieces as we've been going along. There are some events around here, but you never get to go inside that base. One thing Guild Wars 2 is incapable of doing is having pockets of surface content under the waterline. And that's one of the engine upgrades and things I'd love to see that they eventually offer to players. Because it's such a cool idea of being able to go into the entrance of this base through a force field and then wander around and actually fight and do normal combat down there. So it's a very cool looking base, but you can never actually go inside or see what's going on in there. All the events are just to do with Inquest swimming around in the outside of it and the pollution and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyway, getting back.
There's the signal. We can't hold this position much longer. Set off the charges. Now!
Oh god, okay, so the signals, it's just turned green. I wish I saw the animation as it flipped there. That would have been so cool. That is a very subtle and rarely seen animation, let me tell you, to actually catch that. It's gone green, so Tonn did it. Oh my god, he's all the way out there alone though. All I hope then is that Tonn is clear of the blast radius, because that was a hell of a volcanic expedition we went on a minute ago, and presumably a very big bomb. If it's gone green, where's Tonn right now? Okay.
Let's swim out there and see if we can spot it.
Oh, what a badass animation of the ship sinking. Oh, that flame core. Wow, that's so great. Oh, we really get to let it sink in and enjoy it. But what if Tonn was all the way over there still? Oh my god. Okay, so locate Tonn. Let's get going. Finally, the crate have relented. You can still see the ship sinking all the way back there. Look at that. Oh, okay, so we're getting thrown into a cutscene here. Tonn?
I see something. By the gods. It's Tonn! He's dead. I was sure he signaled us. Was the explosion bigger than he expected? We have to report this. You head back to shore. I'll bring in Tonn.
Oh, dear. All right, so there you go. They're a bit quick about it here. We don't even get out into the water to see the body. Breaking the bone ship complete.
And finished.
And, of course, a few of you guys probably saw that coming. Wow, we leveled there. That's level 76, by the way. That's kind of nuts. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so Tonn is down. I wonder if we can actually swim out and find his body out there somewhere. Crusader Gilly might speak to us at the end of the instance. Some of you might be curious about the idea of actually swimming out there during the instance to save his life or whatever. There's no way you can change the story, even if you go out there and, like, try and defend him or whatever. Gilly does have something to say. She says, "What happened, Commander? We had the go-ahead signal. I saw it. You saw it. By the gods. Why would Tonn sacrifice himself like that?" Right, so Tonn gets to the ship. He messes with the staff, so the go-ahead signal's there. But he was still at the ship, so he did it knowing that he was getting himself killed. It must have been the only way to complete the mission, we say. This is a huge loss for the Pact. Tonn was the best demolitionist we had. When he wasn't coming up with new explosives, he was coming up with new ways to employ them. Churn needs to be informed of this, we say. Of course, I'll send a message right away. Maybe we can get by on Tonn's completed work, but that won't last forever. We need to adjust our plans. True, and we'll need to inform his wife. Of course, Sierra, he mentioned a few times. Dwayne is mercy, you're right. Tonn always checked in with Sierra after big missions. She's waiting to hear from him. Tonn was my partner, I'll do it. I'll inform Sierra. Everyone who gets close to us, it seems, dies. My god, thank you, Commander. I don't envy what you're about to do. Tell her Tonn died a hero. It won't soften the news, but it may help her cope in the long run. Thanks, I'll do my best. So, yeah, pretty grim and sudden end. I really like what the devs were going for here. I don't know whether they really pull it off. It feels like this arc, in many ways, they didn't have the time they needed on. But I like the idea that it's all high action, you know, movie hero stuff. And we don't really think about the consequences too much. We blow a ton of things up. It's all fun. We're all cavalier. And then very suddenly, it's like, oh, the guy's dead. And you hear about his wife enough times that we know this is going to sting going over there. I really like what they were going for. So yes, we are off to Fort Trinity, another arc, as you'll see, where Traherne is really quite busy doing other things. We don't see him at all throughout it. Really makes it quite that extra bit special when, of course, you're dealing with the other story and you actually even have to pull him out and say, listen, there's something very serious that's happened when you shell all your own guys. I've got more thoughts on that side of things as well in a second. But let's get into straights this time from Brackwater. And being Brackwater, not the name of us, for what it's worth. I saw a few guys in the comments talking about that. And with this route, we actually get a little bit of a different perspective on our entrance. Here with the Straits of Devastation. Dark at night this time too. little bit creepy. Usually when you enter a map, it auto unlocks the first waypoint. This time it doesn't for straights, not sure why. But this is known as Bramble Pass here, guys. And some of the only greenery we will see in the final stages of the game. So enjoy it. After we cross that strait of water over there, out beyond that fog, there's not going to be much room for things to grow. Look, there's even a mower here. So we are greeted this time by a scout on the entrance. Hey, how's it going?
These are the Straits of Devastation. Take heed of the name. This land is treacherous and crawls with risen threats. You'll need allies to survive. The Pact is organizing our troops at Fort Trinity. I recommend heading there immediately.
And, of course, that is what we'll do. That's where Traherne is, and that's where we have to deliver this news. That may even be where we find Sierra. Of course, you guys know the full story here as well, and that's the fact that the fort, Zhaitan is not resting or waiting. This tragedy may have just occurred with Tonn, but it's just on the back of Zhaitan's mind.
We need assistance. The road is plagued with corruption.
Oh dear. It's on the back of Zhaitan's mind. He's about to attack the fort itself. So join me next time for that, guys. The conclusion of this arc, and indeed the third and final of these arcs, as we see more of the Straits of Devastation and move into the lands beyond. We have another dungeon arc coming up, lots of cool stuff, and a very special lore bomb right at the start of the next episode. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Rest in peace, Tonn. I'll see you next time.
The Vigil and Priory have their uses, but can we really trust them?
We can trust they will do their parts. I'm not so sure about their motives.
My point exactly. At the end of the day, the Master's plan must prevail.
How many agents are undercover within the Inquest?
I'm not at liberty to say.
If I go inside, I'll need to know. Contrary to popular belief, I can't read minds.
You will receive the information you require when, in fact, you need it.
Dragons, undead, and now the Inquest. We've faced too many threats.
And we've been forced into the open by this alliance. What if we fail?
If we fail this time, there won't be anything left to protect.